Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David and this is a Magic Review. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me. How's your summer going? How's summer? It's really hot where I live, really hot. Like it's getting over like 100 degrees. And you get into some people in my community, their pool, non-heated, is over 90 degrees. Just their pool sitting outside. So we're all a little hot. I could go for a really tall glass of iced tea right now. that'd be great. Today, gonna look at the Rising card. Rising card is a classic of Magic, and sometimes gets confused with the Haunted deck, but they're two separate tricks. And perhaps in your studies, you've come across the Rising card, and probably a way to do it. If I were going to say like, how would you do the Rising card? You'd probably tell me of a gimmick or something that would help you do that. We'll talk a little bit about this. This, though, is the Executive Rising card. Now you can get this in blue or red, and this is from Daryl Cutler. Daryl Cutler, and you can find it at hocus-pocus.com for about $25. So, like I said, you can get this in a red pack, or you can get this in a blue pack. I'd say what it does, but it's pretty obvious, right? You fan the cards towards the spectator, they select one, could sign it, doesn't matter. Card is returned to the deck. You then hold it, and then one card mysteriously rises out. Or you could put it in a glass. You could put it in a glass and walk away from it, and then the card would rise out. So for your $25, what you're going to get is the deck, right? You get the deck, and the deck comes ready to go. Well, a little bit. There's a little bit of setup you need to do, but it's not too difficult. And then you'll be able to do the trick right away. I would practice, right? I would practice because there's an element of I don't want to say mechanism, but it's more involved, and so I would practice a little bit, but you wouldn't even need to practice that long. You'd be able to get this down pretty quickly. If there was anything else you had to buy, like, do I have to buy anything else? If the cards aren't signed, no. I mean, you'll never run through your cards, right? And you could use this deck indefinitely. And as long as you have the deck, it's all completely self-contained. So you'd be able to make cards rise as long as you want. Now, you can't use the deck for anything else, okay? So you can't use the deck for any of the card trick. This is a one-hit wonder. It does Rising card. Is it what I thought? I didn't know what to think, because we've all seen various ways to do Rising card, right? And we've all, like I said, have our own ideas about how we would do it. So seeing Executive Rising card and the name Daryl Cutler, I didn't have any idea how to do this. And so I was pleasantly surprised, especially when I got it. So I got it, and I could say, well, is it well made? It is very well made. It is very well made. But the problem was, I couldn't figure it. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. It sat in my drawer for over a month. Okay, because every time I went back to it, I was like, I don't get it. And part of the reason why I couldn't get it was because of the instructions. Now, this is the point of the video where I would start talking about overall quality and production value. There's no video. No video. It's only written instruction, and it's that typed written instruction like you'd get with a royal magic trick, where it's like on a piece of paper, but it's only on one side, and it's wrapped around the tuck, and there's no pictures. So you have to follow the words, the instructions, the words, and figure it out. And I don't know what it was. There was, and probably you won't have this problem. I did. I don't know why. So I kept coming back to it, and I went back to it a few times before I figured it out. And really, the instructions are my only negative. So if I have anything negative to say, that was it. That was my negative, right? So, like I said, it's just the deck. There's nothing extra. There's barely any angles to this. I would say the only angles are you can't show the deck from beneath until it's vertical and you're doing the rising part of it. But that's it. I mean, and who does that? Like when you bring out a deck of cards, you don't ever show the bottom, right? You could even shuffle a couple cards on the top, you'd be fine. You fan the cards, they select one, return it, and then you can hold it like this, and then the card rises out. I mean, that's really how it goes. So there's really nothing else there. If you wanted to have the cards inspected, I suppose the other way you could do it is you could break off a huge packet of cards and you could hand them to the spectator and just say, you shuffle those up, and then you go through it and you select the card you want. You could have them do that. You select the card you want. And then you take their card back, you take the remainder of the cards back, they could even shuffle them again, place them on top, and then it does the rising card. So setup and reset, there's a little bit of setup you have to do when you get it, okay? So there's a little bit of tweaking, and that's only because of shipping. Like, they ship it in a way that protects the gimmick, and you just need to like undo that so that you can now do the trick. And then there's a little bit of reset you do. It's kind of like, I'm gonna say it's like you're gonna shoot a rubber band, all right? Remember when you used to make the rubber band gun on your finger? You'd tip it here and you'd wrap it around your thumb, and then you'd have a rubber band gun, and then when you released your thumb, the rubber band would fly off. Let's just pretend the trick is that, okay? You need to load the rubber band gun before the trick. And then when it rises, the rubber band shoots off. But then if you're gonna reset it, you'd have to load the rubber band again. It's not a rubber band, and it's not a rubber band gun, and nothing shoots. I'm just using that's my analogy, because that's the analogy that I came up with just now, off the top of my head. Positive, no loops. So you know what that means, right? No loops, nothing that could break I mean, everything of course could break, but this is not as fragile as most of these rising card things are super duper fragile. And that was my biggest fear, I think, when I got this, is I thought it was fragile. And so I was treating it more delicately than it needed to. Now, you still should be careful with it, absolutely, but you don't have to be as delicate with it as you have been with other devices like this. Like, I remember when you had loops and you'd wrap a loop around the card or the deck, and then you'd throw your card in to levitate, and then right as you push the card in, what would happen? The loop would break, right? And you'd see it. You'd push the card down and you'd watch the loop break right in front of you. And then in your head, you're thinking, that was it. That was the whole trick. Like, it's ruined right now. Like, I don't even know what to do now. Like, it's busted. Like, I just broke it, right? And then you're kind of like, all right, let's do something else. Because you knew it wasn't gonna happen, or you didn't know you broke it. And then you're sitting there holding it going, and nothing happens because you broke it, right? That's not gonna happen with this. That's the beauty. It's not gonna happen with this because it doesn't even work like that. So that's awesome. So $25, totally worth your money. Handmade gimmick, made from real bicycle cards. Should last you a good long time if you take care of it. And it does rising card. And I think there's even a way to learn how to do this so that you can rise multiple cards. So that's pretty cool. So I would look into that part of the instruction as well. So that's the executive rising card. Like I said, you can get this in red or blue. Make sure you reach out to hocus-pocus.com. And I want to thank them for allowing me to have this. Sorry to them that it took me that long to figure this out. I should have just reached out to Daryl Cutler earlier and just said, hey, how do I do this? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a great trick, especially if you're looking for a rising card and you haven't found one that is consistent, right? Or works when you want it to. I think this might be the one you're looking for. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, do you want some more information about the t-shirt I was wearing in today's video? Sure. If you scroll down, there's a row of graphics that look like t-shirts, and you can click any one of those, and that'll take you to my Teespring store. There, you'll see that I have a variety of different designs. There's more than one, so it's not just the shirt I was wearing today. And they're also at a large variety of price points, so there's something for everybody. Plus, if you click on a design that you like or that you're interested in, you'll also notice that you can select that shirt in different colors. So you're not locked into the color that you see in the graphic. And that means, of course, you can buy the same design in several colors. Now, I don't ask that you buy a shirt. You don't have to. That is not how I ask that you support me. But if you do buy a shirt, I want to thank you so much for supporting my channel, for believing in me. You guys are awesome. My fans are great. And I love it when you guys send pictures or you tag me on Instagram and you say, I bought a Magic Orthodoxy shirt. You have no idea how great that makes me feel, and just what a lift that is in my day. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next time. Bye.